Hey, scrappy people, and welcome to the TRD team YouTube hop for the Make Merry collection. Today I'm going to be working with a template from Cindy Schneider that I have adapted into a 2-page December daily spread. And there are these really cute cutouts in the background paper with these colored dots behind, and I wanted there to be a little lift from the background paper to the dots behind it. But I didn't want like a whole foam tape lift because this is a December daily album, which means it's going to be super duper packed, and I didn't want a huge foam piece in this singular spread creating a lot of space and messing up the amount of pages I can get into my album. So instead I went with this thin chipboard, which gives me enough lift to cast a shadow between the cutouts and the dots, but not so much lift that it will create a lot of wasted space in my album. I thought that that was a good solution. So you can see I'm just piecing together some chipboard behind these, or behind the not cut out spaces on my page, and you can see it gives it a nice lift. I like the way that that looks. It's perfect. So I'm going to repeat the process on the other page as well. It's a little bit more complicated because there's a lot more cutout in the center, but I make it work, and this is the end result. Or at least this is. And then I decided to go ahead and add some extra glamour to my page. I have these really cool holographic leaves in the digital kit for the Make Merry collection, but I decided that they could use a little bit more holographic I don't know, glam to them. So I'm painting on some holographic glitter paint, and I also am painting it on to all of these snowflakes, and I think I'm going to paint them onto the numbers as well. I go a little wild with this holographic paint. I'm sorry that this got weirdly fuzzy. I'm not quite sure why it got all cloudy, but it'll clear up when I'm done with these close-ups for sure. So I've got them, I'm making a mess here, but I've got all of these painted, and then I also decide that I'm going to take some glossy accents, and I'm going to put it in the center of each of these flowers. You can see that I was adhering two flowers together to get a little bit of lift, and now I'm putting glossy accents where there are sort of gems or enamel dots in the center of the top flower. Just gluing these together, putting my little glossy accents in. Then I'm going to do the same thing, or at least I'm going to use glossy accents on my Christmas trees as well. So these have enamel dots. They're the digital embellishments, so they have like little enamel dots decorating the Christmas tree. So I'm just gonna add some glossy accents to the star at the top and the enamel dots just to recreate that gorgeous height that an enamel dot will give you. You can see here, sort of, there we go. I'll show you again, don't worry. You can see that once they dry clear, and they create a cool enamel dot effect. I also took the glittery palm fronds, or like they're, just leaves from the digital kit, and I cut them out on actual glitter paper instead of just printing the digital glitter, just for a little bit more bling, just for fun. I had some gold glitter paper that matched, so it worked for me. They did get a little bit hard to pull off the silhouette mat, so I got a little bit of tears here and there, but that just makes each one unique and fun. You can see I ripped the top off of this one, but I'll put them back together when I glue them down and you won't even notice. So I'm going to start by adding in the paper piecing from the template that I have already printed and cut on my silhouette. So I'm just kind of recreating what the template, it's kind of like using a sketch, recreating what the template looks like with some cutout pieces instead. It makes it a little bit easier. I have whole tutorials on how to convert a digital template from Photoshop into your Silhouette Studio or your Cricut software, but I'll link those below in case you're interested in finding out how to do that. It's actually really easy if you know your way around your programs a little bit. It's not hard at all. So I'm actually using placeholder photos for this page. I'm going to use this page in this year's December daily for our tree cutting, or not tree cutting, tree lighting photos, which we're actually going to tonight as I record this voiceover. So I don't have those photos yet. So I'm using photos from 2023 in this page, but I will replace them when I have photos from tonight. So I'm just lightly tacking them down so that they're easy to pull off later. And I'm not going to put down that green frame, or I'm not going to adhere it completely so that it doesn't stick to that photo. Just making sure that everything can be pulled up again. So that's why you see me not putting down a lot of adhesive over the photos, because I'm going to pull them back up when I'm done filming this. But I thought it looked better to have photos here than it did for me to just leave blank spaces. So that's why I'm using placeholders. I've already scrapbooked these photos. They're some of my favorites. Okay, so you can see all of that really pretty glitter on the snowflakes that I've actually printed 3 copies of to make them a little bit thicker, more like a chipboard thickness. I do that a lot in my pages. It's a super easy way to get a little bit more depth out of your printables or any of your paper objects. The thing with printables is you can print 3 copies, no problem. You know, if you have just a regular die cut from a regular paper digital collection, or paper scrapbook collection, you're not gonna have 3 copies. So it's a little bit harder. That's one of the advantages of digital, is you can print as many copies as you want. Now these flowers are from the digital kit, and I've done my little trick again where I have printed out multiple copies and just adhered in the center of those flowers so that the petals from the flowers float away from the page and you get a little bit more depth. And you'll see that in the close-ups at the end, how cool that looks when you are actually looking at the page. We have some scallops that are going to go on either side of this large photo. The large photo this year, or for this story, being the tree. Or at least I hope it will be. Maybe it'll be something different when I take the photos. You never know. Okay, so now we have this other tree, which is super cute. I only glued the outside edges that went over the paper so that I can easily take apart this page. But everything else can get glued down because the basic page is going to stay the same. The whole composition of the page is going to be the same. Just the photos are coming up, so I can glue everything else down. I'm putting the leafy greenery over the gold greenery just for some more natural looking leaves. And then I put the holographic ones over the natural looking ones because we can't get too natural here. We got a lot of glitz and glam and bling, and we want to make sure we really play that up. This is basically a matching photo cluster, or matching element cluster on this side to the other side, which really frames in the photo, or the whole spread, I should say, the whole spread, and makes it look very cohesive. Even though I definitely printed these papers and palm fronds and all of that a little bit larger than on the other side. So it's kind of a smaller cluster on the other side, but the same cluster, just to make sure that the scale on both sides is appropriate for what we are framing. Another advantage of digital is you can print things at different sizes. So I realized that I had a couple things that I hadn't printed out yet, or the cats ate or something. So I have this one other snowflake here that needed to go on, and I will actually glue this down and then add some holographic glitter afterwards. And then I also had the journal block, which I printed out blank because I haven't journaled something that hasn't happened yet, obviously. So I will reprint it with journaling on there after we've done our little tree jaunt. But I'm having a hard time getting this under here, which I don't know why I'm struggling so hard, because I am going to have to pull it up anyway, but I wanted to make sure that it fit, I think. So I'm going to stick this under here, and then I'm going to call this layout good. I need to paint on that holographic glitter, but I can do that. once the page is done. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is a link to every other video in this YouTube Hop for Make Merry in the description box below. I encourage you to hop around and check out all of the amazing and gorgeous projects that the team has come up with, because they have really kicked butt with this collection, and I think that you will enjoy it. But that is it from me, and I will see you next time. Thank you.